I want to talk about videography for a minute. Not cameras or specs, not production tricks, just what video actually means to me and why it feels so different from photography. Photography is about noticing a moment, where videography is staying with the moment. That difference matters. One thing I want to be honest about up front is I'm pretty new to video. Photography has been a part of my life personally and professionally, but video really entered my world when I started at Oak Ridge Military Academy a few months ago. So I'm learning constantly. Every shoot teaches me something. Every edit shows me what I missed. And honestly, that's part of why I love it. When I'm shooting video, I'm not trying to capture one perfect frame. I'm trying to let something unfold. I'm trying to give a moment enough space to show me what it actually is. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you miss. Most of the video work I do right now is at ORMA, athletics, ceremonies, drill, dances, parade, training, doing drone shots around campus. And what all those have in common is they don't need to be staged. They're already meaningful. One of the biggest things video has taught me, especially as someone still learning, is that the most important part of a moment often happens before or after the obvious action. The breath before a competition, the relief after it's over. Those moments disappear fast if you're only chasing highlights. When I'm filming athletics, the play itself is exciting, sure, but the stuff that sticks with me is what happens on the sideline or in the stands. The coach's look, a teammate's reaction, the second right after the whistle. That's where the story actually lives. Videography has taught me patience, and that lesson keeps coming up because video doesn't reward rushing. You have to wait. Sometimes longer than feels comfortable, sometimes through silence, sometimes when nothing seems to be happening, and then suddenly something real shows up. Ceremonies are the same way. Promotions, awards, graduations. The obvious moments matter, but what I try to stay with is the emotion moving through the room. You know, parents watching, cadets holding it together, staying locked in. The weight of something being earned. That stuff doesn't happen on cue, and there's no retakes. You have to stay present long enough to catch it. Drill and parade work taught me something else. Video isn't just about movement, it's about rhythm, timing, repetition, precision. When you let shots breathe instead of cutting too fast, you can feel the discipline. You feel the structure. You understand why it matters. And drone work has been a completely different kind of learning. It's less about emotion and completely about perspective, pulling back, seeing the environment, seeing how everything fits together from a different point of view. Sometimes staying with a moment means zooming out far enough to understand where you are. Sometimes the opposite. One thing I've learned quickly, and I'm still learning it, is that over-directing video almost always makes it worse. I don't want people performing for the camera. I don't want to interrupt something real just to make it look quote-unquote better. I'd rather miss a shot than change an actual moment, because once you interfere, the truth of it shifts. Videography at its best isn't about control. It's about restraint. Knowing when not to move the camera, knowing when not to cut, knowing when to let things feel a little imperfect. That's where honesty lives. Learning video has also changed how I move through life. It's taught me to sit in moments longer, to listen instead of jumping in, to let things resolve on their own. That mindset shows up everywhere, at work, at home, in leadership. definitely in relationships. A lot of what this channel is about is finding meaning in that every day. Videography helps me do that by reminding me that meaning takes time. You don't always see it right away. You have to stay. And I intend on doing more of that, especially with life outside of Ormo, with family life, with kids, with raising a son with autism. So when you see video work on this channel, it's not about mastery. I don't claim to be a master or an expert. It's about attention. It's about learning in public, letting moments breathe, letting stories tell themselves. Photography catches the moment, and videography stays with it. Both matter, both have their place. But video has taught me something important. Some things only reveal themselves if you don't rush past them. That's why I love it. That's why it's become such a big part of my work so quickly. And that's why it feels like such an honest way to document the kind of life we're building. This is movement. This is time. This is staying long enough to understand what's really happening. This is forward focused.